Thanks to the support as a channel member, Philip O'Sullivan. Right, folks, no Mrs Wearmouth today, which seems very weird. This might be the first time in the whole series Mrs Wearmouth's not phoned me. I just wanted to explain why I'm changing the release schedule yet again. I know it's all over the place at the moment. I don't know how much information I've shared on this channel. Basically, we're moving house. We knew it was happening at some point. Well, that's changed in the last couple of days to we now know it's happening in the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's like happening. So because of that, I'm going to have to drop the weekends again. There's just too much to do to be able to release videos 7 days a week at the moment. So Apollon will continue in the 4 o'clock slot, Monday to Friday. There are going to be a couple of bits and pieces like looks ahead at FM21, a couple of little FIFA bits that are going to... What's that? FIFA. A couple of those will drop probably at the weekends as well, just here and there. And then there's likely to be a little bit of a gap between Apollon finishing and FM21 starting. I had hoped that, assuming we don't win the Champions League, which, let's face it, we don't look like we're going to win the Champions League anytime soon. The plan was to run it all the way up to the FM21 beta. The plan now is to probably have Apollon wrapped up within the next 3 to 4 weeks, your time, 2 to 3 weeks, my time, i.e. finish recording the entire series here, because then I'm going to have to pack up the entire office, move it over to the new house, get set up, ready for FM21, and I don't know how long that process is going to take with normal house move stuff, getting broadband set up stuff, all that kind of thing. So watch this space. I don't know any more information than that at the moment. I still don't have an exact date for the move. I just know we're aiming for kind of the middle of this month. And yeah, apologies for keep swapping and changing stuff around. The good news is by getting the move done now, it means by the time FM21 is here, we'll be settled in the new house with the new office and the new setup, and there won't be any disruption. And I can just crack straight on with non-leader legend and all the other stuff that's going to be coming in FM21. Oh, that's okay. And now we'll get back into character and go and do something silly in Football Manager, eh? Hello and welcome to part 108 of the Greek Odyssey. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first 2 games in our Champions League group. We're away against PSV Eindhoven. We're at home against PSV and then away against Inter Milan. Since you were last with me, we just played the one more game. We stuffed Ike and a splendid time was had by all. I don't think there was any more transfer business on deadline day. I know there was, because our deadline ends before everyone else's deadline. No, none of them are on there now. There were big offers that came in for players, and it all got a little bit scary. I thought we were going to have some players leave, but in the end, we've got to the point where we only have 2 players who were unhappy. Font wants to start more games and is, so he'll cheer up soon. Pedraza will hopefully cheer up any time now as well. We do have positive news around Dominguez, who, although he's not actually signed it yet, has agreed to discuss terms and has agreed terms on a new contract. So hopefully between the 2 games, Dominguez signs a new, I think it was a 4-year contract extension. So Unai Dominguez looks like he's going to be in for the long haul as well, which means if we have a look at upcoming contract expiries, these are the people who can really dig their heels in and cause us problems. So at the end of this season, there's nobody apart from Dominguez, and we're hopefully getting him tied down now. Tsalakis has already announced he's leaving on a free. There's not a lot we can do about that. He's just trouble. He comes in as a backup, plays loads of games, and then gets in a grumpy when I don't let him leave to the first club that asks for him. So he's a pain in the backside. But Mikel Beaglesopoulos will be ready to be our backup goalkeeper once Tsalakis leaves. But Dominguez has agreed terms on the new contract and will hopefully sign next summer. Pedraza is one, and we need him to stop flirting with Atletico, or we might have to sell him. But Solorzano is also then, but he's also agreed terms on a new deal, and that will hopefully be settled any time now. Beaglesopoulos is the same, and we're giving him a new deal. New boy Jefferson Renan is out of contract then as well, but I'm not that worried about him yet. He was kind of a short-term panic buy that we'll look to replace with someone actually any good at some point in the near future. So squad building stuff starting to look a lot better. There's still the entire first team squad is wanted by the whole world. There's not a lot we can do about that. We have fallen straight back into being the new Ajax again with the sale of Jair, and everyone thinks that everyone is available, which I guess for the right price, most of these players are, but hopefully we don't end up having to sell any of the ones that we really want. We have got Tennessee tied down to a slightly longer deal, which is nice as well. We were trying to extend that. We should really be trying to extend this. I thought I tried to do this. Maybe I tried and he wouldn't agree to 5 years, which is what I was trying to push for. That sounds like something that might have happened, because I was trying to really, really push, because I don't want this kind of stuff on that. Yeah, that's the process we went through before. We might have to give him the 20% monthly increase that we don't normally give anybody, but he's the best goalkeeper in the world. If anyone gets it, it's probably him. So, the team for PSV, we've got Tennessee in goal, a back row of Chermont, Bilbao, Hernandez and Solorzano, Milo at the base of the midfield, Dominguez and Font ahead of him, and then Carnevali, Sonny and Pedraza are the front three. Let's get into the game. Let's hopefully have a nice positive start to the Champions League. In light of the news from the start of today's episode, it would be absolutely perfect if we could just go and win the Champions League this year, because then I think we've got the Club World Cup. I don't know if it's this summer or maybe next summer. What year are we? I think the Club World Cup is this. Yeah, I think the Club World Cup is at the end of this season. So we could win the Champions League, then win the Club World Cup. I think I'd be pretty happy almost calling it a day there. We might do one more season just to officially show you what happens next. Unofficially, just to a little bit more time as we get towards FM21. No, but it would be perfect if we could win the league. We're going to win the league. If we could win the Champions League, win the Club World Cup, that would be a beautiful way to end the series. It doesn't look like we're ever going to get the Greece job now, which is a bit of a shame. But I know for next time, if I ever want to do a building a nation again, put that nation on as my second nationality, because I think that's what stopped me getting the Greek job. The fact I'm not Greek, but if I'd have put Greece as my second nationality, I probably would have had the job for 4 years at this point, and we'd be well into that side of the story as well. That was a filthy scissored manoeuvre between two of our... I mean, I'd be sending off 2 of our players there. That is one of the most hideous pieces of football I've seen any team attempt in Football Manager ever. Let's just have a look at that red card incident again. Oh, that is hideous. Who's the other guy? Who's number... Milo has absolutely got away with that. You've got to send them both off. How that guy's leg is not snapped in two, I do not know. That was awful. And of course, does leave us in a bit of a pickle now. We've only got the 1 goal advantage. We've got most of the game still to play. And we're down to 10 men. So, not ideal. But I don't know what happened. Both of them, absolute insanity from Font and Milo. And like I say, Milo, very lucky that Font's the one who's seemingly been punished for it, while Milo gets off scot-free. Solorzano then, overlapping on the right-hand side, charging past his man. This is great stuff from Solorzano. Can he get the crossover? He can. Find Sonny, and there's Sonny's second of the game. Sonny is making his presence felt in the Champions League this season. He's going to... Sonny for top scorer in the Champions League. I'm calling it now, but this is... great work from Solorzano down the right-hand side. Does well to keep on his feet. Real determination to get the crossover. And it's a perfect low cross into the path of Sonny. On his weak foot, just tucks it into that bottom far corner. 2-0 to Apollon. 2 goals for Sonny. It's 4 for the season for him as well. And this is a good start to today's game. Bilbao now heads clear to Pedraza. Pedraza's got a counter-attack on here, and he's got Sonny up ahead of him. And it's 2-on-2, 2-on-3. And Pedraza shoots when probably he should be looking to square that to Sonny. But... it was a lovely bit of counter-attacking football anyway. Now we've got the corner with Milo, who crosses to Bilbao, I think he was looking for, because he's a big lad. Don't know if I've mentioned that before. 6'6" Bilbao is. It's madness. But the ball is dealt with, and PSV get it clear, and the highlight drifts to an end. And we'd just be happy with no highlights for the rest of the game now. There's been no shots for PSV in the first half an hour, so despite us being down to 10 men, we are utterly in control of the game. Let's just not mess it up from here, eh? Throw in. Chermont heads back out to the throw-in taker again, and Carnevali is trying to get the tackle in, putting some pressure on the PSV midfielders, who we've pushed back and back about. That's lovely pressing. Pedraza finds Sonny, who tries to get the break on, but is intercepted. But Solorzano's just decided to skin this left back again. And this is lovely work from Solorzano. Once again, finds Chermont in acres of space. He can score from here. Chermont goes past 2 men, has the shot. It's straight at the keeper. It's not one of his best efforts, but we look like we are on absolute other level to PSV. Bear in mind, we're down to 10 men. This is like when we were first getting into Europe all those years ago and we faced the big clubs. Like when we faced Dortmund for the first time. It just looks like a top tier team playing against a team who are just happy to be here. And it's the first time I've ever felt like that top tier team as part of that exchange. Pedraza with the header makes it 3-0, and 10 men Apollon have absolutely ripped apart 11 men PSV with a fantastic first half performance. And hopefully it continues into this second half. We've got some complacency out there, which is not ideal. Let's drop a little bit of praise, because weirdly, in Football Manager land, saying, well done, you're having a good day, that removes complacency. Pretty sure in the real world it has the opposite effect, but who am I to argue? It's a beneficial effect. Why can't... There you go. Substitution o'clock. We're going to take off Carnivali, who's not been with it today at all. We're going to bring Duffy on into the midfield there and do that. And then we're going to probably take off Pedraza as well. And I wanted to bring on another midfielder. I think we'll bring on Banny. Just go in there. Oh, I hate this. In there, look. What is going on? Go there. Fantastic. Dominguez can go into the middle as the deep-lying midfielder. Banny is going to push forward in the same way as Duffy is. And we'll just offer a little bit of a different shape for the final 20 minutes. That's it, Kev. Dominate a game, change your shape up. But to me, it makes sense. Just drop people a little bit deeper, shore up the midfield a little bit. To me, it's logical. Dominguez is going to come off as well for Sanchez as the final change. And we'll let Sanchez push forward with Banny as two players who both naturally want to be playing a little bit further forward. But it does give Duffy a rare opportunity to play as the deep line playmaker, which he really doesn't get to do very often these days. And it's been a nothing second half, but that's what we were looking for, really. 3-0, very comfortable. Font and Milo are madmen, but we've got 3 points on the board, which is all we really needed. Dominguez has signed his new contract. He's here for 4 years now. Takes him to age 29. Hopefully, that's that problem solved. Salazano has also signed his new contract. He's here for another 5 years. Takes him to age 27. That's that problem solved. It's just Pedraza left now, who's the holdout that we need to convince him to sign a new deal, which I don't think he's going to do while he's still looking to go to Atletico. No. So, I mean, if he doesn't sign, we've got Williams, who's sat there ready to come in and take over, really. He's fantastic in the league again this year, 7.77 average so far. So it might be that we decide to sell Pedraza this summer regardless. We won both of our games, as you would expect. And Claudio Sanchez, after however many seasons of you lot telling me, play Claudio Sanchez in the Champions League, he scored 5 goals across the 2 games. We were away, and he'd scored in the previous one as well. And I think it's probably time to try Claudio Sanchez from the start in the Champions League again, because he's just getting better and better with age. He's like a fine wine, a fine Greek wine, because of course he has his Greek passport now. Although I think he still gets called up for Argentina. Yeah, he does still get called up for Argentina. So he never would have been an option for Greece if he hadn't played those games when he was younger. He's only played 14 times for Argentina though at 26. Very much a fringe player for them. If we could have convinced him to get his Greek passport at 17 years old, he'd have 100 caps for Greece by this point. But he is going to get in from the start in the Champions League. Other than that, I think it's the same team that you saw in the PSV game. We're away against Inter. This is the big challenge for this group. After this, we've got the usual double header, Sevilla home and away. We've got to believe we're better than Sevilla. If we can go to Inter and pick up any kind of result, a draw away against Inter would be great. Then I think we're looking very good to top the group. Interestingly, Inter drawing away against Sevilla in their first game. So maybe Sevilla aren't the pushover that I was hoping they would be. Where are Inter in the league at the moment? They're down in 6th. So Inter, despite winning Serie A for the last 4 years in a row, have had a slightly iffy start to the season. If ever there was a time to head to Italy and beat Inter Milan, it feels like today is the day. The form we're in, the form they're in. Let's go get the job done. Tennessee in goal. A back row of Chermont, Bilbao, Hernandez and Solazano. Milo, Dominguez and Duffy are the midfield with Sanchez, Sonny and Pedraza up front. Let's get that team submitted and let's have a nice little Italian-style episode of the Claudio Sanchez show. That's what we're looking for. These days, he's our captain. He's our leader. He's been our top scorer for goodness knows how many years. He'll probably end up our all-time top scorer by the end of the series. He's probably got a shout for all-time record appearances as well. He's been here since he was 18 years old. Let's finally have him established in the Champions League. We're 1-0 down. What a build-up. And we're already losing. That wasn't part of the script for today. It's supposed to be the Claudio Sanchez show. Does nobody listen to me? Deep free kick. Easy stuff. Bilbao was marking him there. I don't know if Bilbao might be maybe a little on the short side. We'll have to check his height after the game, see how tall Bilbao is. But he really wasn't competitive with that header there, which is a little bit of a problem. That's not our former LOLLUJO playing for them, by the way. I know some of you will ask. Big long throw from Solorzano, but there's nobody on the end of it. It's cleared by Inter, only as far as Hernandez, who turns, and I was hoping was going to lump it back into the penalty area again while players were still forward, but it goes all the way back to Tennessee, which, considering this is still a highlight, is a little bit alarming. Hopefully we're building up a counter here, and it's Chermont charging down this left-hand side, but is tackled immediately, and now Inter have got the counter on us, and we need some solid defending here. Bilbao has given away a penalty, I think. He's already on a yellow card. This could be problematic for Bilbao. He was at fault for the goal that's been scored. He's now given away a penalty, and he could be about to pick up a second yellow card as well. And there'll be no coming back at 2-0 down to 10 men. And Bilbao is having a terrible day. Goodness me. Penalty has been awarded. Let's just hope the ref hasn't sent him off. So there's that. We need a Tennessee moment here. Remind everyone again why he's the best goalkeeper in the world, and he doesn't do it. And we're 2-0 down, and this absolutely isn't what we were looking for today. I mean, grand scheme of things, losing away against Inter is not a massive problem. We lost away against Barcelona last year and still topped our group. As long as we do well in the doubleheader against Sevilla on Monday, then we'll still be fine. It's if we, having seen Sevilla draw with Inter, oh, that's lovely from Pedraza, but it doesn't have the finish to apply to it. But having seen Sevilla and Inter get a draw, if we don't pick up at least 4 points against Sevilla, having lost here against Inter, then we're in trouble. Maybe this is the year we win the Europa League. Right, let's get aggressive, have a proper shout, and I'm taking Bilbao off. He's had a terrible afternoon, terrible evening. Whatever time of day it is, he's not had a nice time. We're going to bring Armando on, swap those two over maybe, get Hernandez in there as the covering defender, and pretend that never happened for Bilbao, because that has not been a very successful day for him. Pedraza is now also, it's indicating that he's not having a very nice time. Have I put Williams on the bench? There's the question. Milo, sloppy from him, does squeeze it through to Armando, but now he's faffing about on the ball. I don't know what's got into us today. I don't know if we've come here too overconfident, but it's just sloppy from everybody. And that's sloppy from Tennessee now. He's left us in trouble. It's another penalty. What is going on? It's been a free kick and 2 penalties. There's no accounting for this as a manager. How do you plan for this scenario where your team just aren't with it? They're second to every ball. Little tip for any budding content creators out there. Don't buy a set of Amazon Echoes for the house and teach the rest of the family how to do announcements. They'll have no regard for if you're recording. You'll just get ding dong in the middle of a video. Ridiculous. If it hadn't already all been going wrong today, that's the icing on the cake. We're 3-0 down. I don't want to see your rotten replay. Goodness me, what a miserable performance this has been against Inter. Pedraza plays it back to, I think that's Armando who's played Sonny in. This has been so poor though. What's he doing, faffing about like that in a game like this? Just do the basics in this game. Sonny this time is doing the basics, gets on the end of the header, but can't keep it down. But at least it's better than what we have been doing. Sanchez has been pathetic. Clearly only a Greek league player after all that bigging him up beforehand. That's why I don't play him in the Champions League. He's very much a dominant player in the Greek league and not a Champions League player. They're going to get 4. This has been perfect. Well, we got away with that one a little bit, didn't we? Holy smokes. Right. Sanchez is coming off. Is Richard really the man to come on here? I think he probably is. And we're going to don't know what I'm doing there. I'm pressing the wrong button. I want to put Sonny out on that side as a winger. Williams on that side. Richard can go up front, and we can try with a different combination of front three to try and make this a little bit more respectable. 2 penalties, though. The problem is, I mean, I was going to say the problem is there's 3 clear-cut chances. We can't really complain, but 2 of them obviously are penalties. But they've got a 4th now, although it's been disallowed, I think. I guess we've got to try and keep some context. 2 penalties and a set piece. Other than that, it's been a fairly even game, but we've just got to smarten up. Again, set pieces. We are being ruined by I genuinely feel like I'm being victimised the way I victimise everyone else in the Streamer Showdown from these set pieces. This is absurd. Tennessee, I don't get it. We've seen so many incredible performances from Tennessee in the Champions League over the years. He's been awful today. They've all been awful. That we've gone from possibly our best ever one-off Champions League performance to the worst game I've ever seen us play. And now I've slammed the team and my assistant manager's gone in and said, there, it's all right. And now they're all confused. Disastrous. We have got a lot of work to do against Sevilla on Monday. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.